Sweet. Now I think I'm live. How about that? I'm gonna wait for somebody to pop into the chat here and tell me that I'm live, but I think I'm live. Can't zoom that window, huh? Alright, well, so be it. Sweet. Somebody says we're live, so I'm taking it that we're live. What's up, guys? It's been a minute. That's okay, sure. Don't mind me while I click around on the YouTube panel for a minute, figure out what I'm doing, because it has been a year since I have last streamed. Give it a few minutes here to see if we get a few other people hopping in. How's everybody doing tonight? Nice little break. A little bit, little early. A little 2-day early break of some Bowman Draft. Pulled out some hits from last year's Bowman Draft to set the mood. The we got the Connor Griffin, which came back a 10 just a couple weeks ago. That was from my case. And then the two Bazanas were purchased from eBay, one of which I then picked up, got an in-person auto on it from him right at the end of last season. He was already out for the year as far as injury goes, but he was still hanging around Columbus, so I was able to pick that one up. And then the nice gold shimmer auto, which didn't SGC was not kind enough to give me a 10 on, but I'll take a 9.5. So. I don't know, is Mantle in here? Yes, yes. All teams sold except for the two that I kept. So yes. I've got the list over here. I had to. I've been a new PC since last year, so I didn't have time to get a whole nice stream scene set up that had everybody's teams on it. But I've got it listed over here, over on my monitor over here that you guys can't see. But go down the list real quick while we wait for people to hop in. Got the Diamondbacks is Brevity. Sizzle has the Braves. Chubby Taco Grant has the Orioles. Rybread with the Red Sox. And Jackie has the Cubs, as usual. Brevity also has the White Sox. Rybread also has the Reds. So he's got the Reds and the Red Sox. I've got my Guardians once again. Brevity also with the Rockies. Sizzle also took the Tigers. Rybread with the Astros. Rick Sissel with the Royals. Looking for Dan Marino there, as well as their actual prospects. The Angels, I believe that was Jones. The Dodgers is also Chubby Taco, of course. Ski2 Street took the Marlins. Riggy's got the Brewers. Jackie has the Twins. I have the Mets. Mantle has the Yankees. Cleveland fan Mike has the A's and the Pirates. Ski2 Street has his Phillies. The Padres is also Jones. Riggy has his Giants. Chi-Chi's has his Mariners. Rybread has the Cardinals. Bentley the Boar God from Reddit has the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rangers is Chi-Chi's. Rick Sissel has the Blue Jays, and Brevity brings it up last, but most definitely not least, with the Nationals looking for some Eli Willits tonight. So that is what everybody's got for teams. And I think that we will get started. I'm going to move our 2024 guys out of the way here. We'll leave their stands up. I've got some other stands ready, but maybe some of our favorites can get some of the biggest hits can get the nice 3D printed stands that my coworker made for me recently for just displaying some of my own cards. But we'll use a few of them tonight. So we'll start one of two boxes, just two this time. This is going to be a much easier, much quicker sort than it was for me last time. I think last year was 3,600 cards out of a case of Super Jumbos. So, two just regular Jumbos, 3 auto Jumbos, as opposed to the like 600 card monstrosities that were those, Super Jumbos. And I think they're the same this year. It's the same big, giant, like 120 card packs. So we will get started. I kind of felt these earlier when I pulled them out of the box. That sounds weird, but I kind of felt for them to see if I felt like a little bit of a bulge. Again, that just sounds wrong. Trying to see if we had any snack packs or anything like that, and I don't think so. But hey, you never know. We'll see if we get anything crazy out of the second box. But generally they're on top, and I'm not seeing any in this one. So I'm gonna guess thus far we are a no. So 12 packs, 32 cards each. Empty box there. Not even any cardboard on the bottom or anything this year. Thanks for that, Topps. Just save money wherever you can. We'll break into the first pack. The big chases I know are going to be obviously Eli Willits for the Nats. They are going to be JoJo Parker for the Blue Jays. Steele Hall for the Reds is another one I know. It's a lot of high school shortstops this year. Not a lot of college hitters came out this year. It seemed like. So it's going to be a lot of college pitchers. Cade Anderson, Jamie Arnold for the A's. Cade Anderson is for the Mariners. You got the guy Tyler Bremner, I think, for the Angels is one as well. So yeah, we'll see what we find here. I'm gonna go kind of slow. We'll kind of look through each prospect here. You can see we got Connor Griffin's next card there, and then as we go we'll kind of pick it up. But we don't have nearly as many cards to get through this year, so we can at least take a little bit of our time with it. There's JJ Weatherholt as well, another non-first, but another good name. I know he had a great year this year, working his way through Cardinal system. I think he finished the year in AAA, doing well there. Sean Gamble, I think, is a decent name for the Royals. All the paper will ship too, as long as everybody requests it. I will sort everything. If you want it, I am happy to ship it. If you don't, that is also totally fine. There's Braden Montgomery in the White Sox gear. Last year, I know we pulled, I think it was just a base auto of him, but as a Red Sox last year before he got traded. Thomas White, Nate Snead, Ryan Sloan, Alan Yeeman, LaGrange. I remember seeing him in whatever Bowman product earlier this year. Billy Carlson, that's another good one. That was the first rounder for the White Sox. Again, another high school shortstop kid. I mean, what year was he born? It's not going to focus there, but 2006. 10th overall pick for the White Sox there. Ethan Frey for the Astros. Arun Escobar, he was a pretty decent name in 2025 Bowman. James L. Wanger. Felton Celestin still hanging out in Bowman. And Gavin Killen wraps up the paper. That's who Riggy's after there. One of the college hitters that was taken, if memory serves, out of Tennessee. Let's see. 13th overall for the Giants. Majored in information sciences at the University of Tennessee. Very exciting stuff. Also known as he played baseball. So set those aside, and we have our first auto right on the top, and it is a refractor auto of Charles Davalon for the Dodgers. So that's Chubby Taco with the first auto of the night. And that one is who you're looking for the Dodgers, I believe. I don't know how well regarded of a prospect he is, but I do believe it's what you're looking for. So that's a nice first hit for the Dodgers there. We'll set that aside. We'll sleeve that up here in just a minute. Go through what's left in here. Jacob Morrison, Malachi Witherspoon, I think he's one of the twins. I think he and his brother were both taken in the draft. I forget which one was first, and they weren't to the same team. But I remember reading it was one of the first times in a long time that twins had been taken in the same draft. Jared Thomas for the Rockies. Brandon Compton here for the Marlins. Axis insert for JoJo Parker. That's a new one this year, not one that came across from last year. And then 2 refractors at the back. We have Nate Snead and Slade Caldwell for the Diamondbacks. Set those aside and set these aside. Kind of an interesting, I guess these axis is going to be guys fielding and guys hitting. So is it all hitters, no pitchers, I guess? Kind of an interesting insert, but JoJo Parker, definitely who you're looking for the Blue Jays this year. Just, something more exciting than a base insert is obviously the goal, but hey, we'll take it. So just sleeve up boy Charles Davalon here, our first auto of the night. And now that I know where the autos are, I will be, a little more on the lookout for them so that we don't just run right into them. I wasn't sure where they'd be in the packs this year. I haven't had a chance to watch any of the other breaks that have ran today. Other twin went to Boston. Got it. I couldn't remember. I knew he had one, and I knew it went somewhere, but I couldn't remember where he went. So we'll roll through pack number 2, and as we go, we'll keep rolling. We'll get it moving. Paper. Got anything here? No color as far as the paper goes, at least. There's Jamie Arnold. That's who. He was, I think, considered a bigger name even than he ended up getting drafted. I think he went 11th overall to the A's. Yes, 11th overall. But he was a pretty big name coming into the draft and into the college baseball season. Where did he go? Was it Ole Miss or Mississippi State? Florida State. One of those southern schools. Liam Doyle, Theo Gillen, back from 2024. Ronzo, Josue Briseño, decent name for the Tigers. I mean, obviously not a first. There's Witherspoon again. There's Cade Anderson. That's who you're looking for the Mariners. There's Charlie Condon making his first appearance in a draft product, if you want to say that. And, obviously first cards were in 2025. Bowman. Josh Kuroda-Grauer, I remember him being in 2024 draft. There's James Tibbs on now his 3rd team, I think, since being drafted. He was for a moment there in the Red Sox organization until they sent him to the Dodgers. So he's bounced around. There's Mitch Voigt. I know he's the top chase for the Mets. Not that he's a massive chase overall, but I know that's who you're looking for on the Mets. And Tommy Troy will wrap it up for us on the paper there. Looks like we've got, that might just be another insert. I think it is. There's Tate Southazine. His brother Ty is in the, I want to say, Cubs organization out of the 2024 draft. So he's another brother that is making an appearance here. It's Arjun Nimala back in Bowman Draft. Prize prospects. There's George Lombard for the Yankees. That guy's still, working his way up through the system. I don't know, did he have a decent year this year? I didn't follow his progress super closely. I remember he was big, I think in 2024 draft, if I remember correctly. And then a couple of refractors there. Cameron Maldonado for the Giants and Max Williams for the Marlins. Neither guy who I've heard a whole lot about there. Next pack here. Let's see if we can get something numbered other than obviously our first auto there. See if we can find a numbered paper or numbered chrome card or something. Oh, we got something there. Looks like yellow maybe? going to go with yellow. That looks like yellow to me. Paper here, we'll start just kind of flowing. There's Elian Pena making next appearance in Bowman after Bowman Chrome. Sean Gamble is a decent name for the Royals, I know. There's Johnny Level back in another Bowman product. Titan Gray, I know that's a decent name, and it's just a fun name for the Rays. Gavin Turley, he was a decent name coming out of school, if I remember correctly. I want to say out of Oregon State. Am I right about that? Does it say anywhere? It does not say anywhere on the back of that one, but if I remember correctly, Oregon State. There's JoJo Parker. Oh, looks like we got our second auto here, and it's going to be for one of the last teams to go in the Padres. There's JoJo Parker sitting right in front of it. We'll set that aside just for a moment. Set our base paper aside. Yeah, Luis Pena for non-first obviously, but for the Brewers obviously good player. Cody Miller, Aiden Miller. I don't think those are brothers. Quinn Young, Jackson Wiggins, Chase Shores. Bowman Draft Night, I want to say, is what these guys are. This is what that's going to look like this year. Ike Irish for the Orioles, except no longer. Or no, he's the guy who's still with the Orioles. It was Bodine that they traded to the Rays, so he's still around. And then for your Fractors, you got Dax Kilby. He had a great debut, I want to say, for the Yankees. That's definitely who you're looking for on the Yankees. And then Andrew Salas, which is, I believe, Ethan Salas's brother, for the Marlins on our two refractors there. Set the rest of our base chrome aside. And we can see what we've got for an auto here. I think there's like one or two names it can be for the Padres. I mean, it's a hitter, so there's at least that going for you. I don't think the Padres have any huge chases in here, but hey, first Bowman auto, yellow, kind of a color match. You can't complain too much. Ty Harvey, 26 of 75. That's a decent auto. I like it. It's just got a little bit of style to it. He was a 5th round selection, so nothing too big there. Best catching prospect in Florida. I think this is I'm gonna guess high school kid. Yeah, July of 2006 out of Sarasota, Florida. He's gonna go to Florida State. So the Padres lured him away from there, and he ended up with them. Not a kid I've heard much about, but hey, like I said, kind of a color match and on a first Bowman yellow auto. You cannot complain too much about that. Two autos right in the first 3 packs. That's gonna make for a long rest of the box, I imagine. But hey, 2 autos, we're getting right into it. Set Ty Harvey right there. We will get back to it. Pack number 4 of 24, I guess, total. Yeah. 2 boxes, 12 packs each. Let's see what we got here. Looks like maybe sky blue paper. That's what I'm seeing. All right, we'll stake it. Got Connor Griffin, JJ, Luke Dickerson, Nolan Sailor. This is Braden Montgomery again. Ethan Hedges, is that like Austin Hedges' nephew or something? I don't know. I doubt it. There's Jesus Made making his next appearance in a Bowman product. Devin Taylor, that's I know Mike and I both like that kid a lot. Out of I believe he went to Indiana. Big fan of his coming out of the draft. I kind of wanted Cleveland to take him where they took Jace Laviolette. Laviolette probably has a higher ceiling, but I think a much lower floor than Devin Taylor does. Walker Jenkins, and on the paper is a Mets player for me, Jacob Reimer, so not a first. I do like the sky blue. I think it's just a nice looking parallel, especially on with this design of Bowman this year. So I think that's a nice looking card at least. Not a first or anything crazy, but hey, we'll take color where we can take color. Jacob Reimer. Next, into the Chrome, got Dakota Jordan, Weidman, Esmeralyn Valdez. There's Aaron Walton for the Guardians. Cam Caminiti out of his first was in 2024 Bowman Draft. Joshua Lugo was a decent chase in 2024 Bowman Chrome, I believe. There's Arjun Namala again, different Blue Jay, same insert, Arjun Namala this time. And then on the refractors, Ryan Waldschmidt and Anthony Ianson? Eganson? I don't know. Ianson? Something like that. Nothing too crazy there. Real quick, I'm just going to sleeve up Jacob Reimer. Set him aside. Sweet. Stack number 2 of packs out of our first box here. Looks like we might have blue or maybe just a sky blue. I'm going to go with just sky blue, so that'll be unnumbered out of here. And it looks like we've got a blue as well. So that one's, yeah, so that's definitely sky blue. That's going to be blue. If that's not our last auto, surely not, right? No. But it does look like it's St. Louis, so who's got St. Louis? I forget. Rybread, maybe? Who's got St. Louis? Rybread, I was right. All right, so Rybread, we got looks like maybe even a true blue coming up for you here. So we'll see what we can get out of there. Kind of flick through the paper here real quick. There's Devin Taylor again. Walker Jenkins was going to block off our sky blue, or our blue, true blue here, it looks like. Yep, it's going to be true blue, and it is a Cardinal, and it's going to be a first Bowman. True blue, Matthew Mayura, 3 out of 150. Not a guy I've heard of. I forget who the #1 chase is for the Cardinals. If they have I don't think they have a huge name, but I think there's somebody in it, and I don't think it's Matthew Mayura. But hey, True Blue, first Bowman. It's always a nice card. I'll set that aside for a minute. Ethan Conrad, I believe, was the first rounder for the Cubs. Yep, 17th overall. Pretty decent name there. I like him. Just needs to get healthy. Tyler Bremner. There's Tyler Bremner for the Angels. So you're after there. Upside down Tyrone Lorenzo for some reason. Thanks, Tops, for that. Dean Moss, Josue Briseño. And for the A's, it's going to be Tommy Tanks from LSU. His first was just in 2025 Bowman Chrome, I believe. So not the first, but again, the Sky Blues, I really do like the look of them. Not numbered in the Chrome version of them. The paper is $4.99, but kind of a nice looking card there. And then for our refractors, you got Yandel Ricardo and Riley Quick for the Twins. Real quick, we will sleeve up the couple of colored cards we've got here. Click over so that I've got the chat up while I do that. See if anybody else has anything. Top load these guys up here. And Mayura as well. Go. We'll throw those up on a stand just for now as well. Second one there. Get those out of the way. And on to the next pack. See what we grab out of this guy. Nothing much, it looks like. There's Carson Bench. I liked him a lot in 2024 Bowman Draft, and that appears to have come true. I think I was looking at his autos recently, and they are not cheap. I think he had a really good year. There's Spencer Jones. Man, even just on that picture, he looks big. That is a big dude. There's Joe Swar making his return. We good? All right, cool. Headset decided it wanted to turn off. Seth Hernandez. That's the sixth overall pick there for the Pirates. Top high school pitcher. High school pitchers they're a little scary, but big name for sure for the Pirates. If you hit his auto, you would not complain one bit. Bryce Cunningham for the Yankees. Raniel Rodriguez, another 2024 Bowman Chrome guy. I've got his auto around here somewhere, just a base that I pulled out of my box. There's Ethan Conrad again. Tyler Bremner. Oh, and our last auto is gonna be a base auto. Hey, we know what? I'll take it. Out of three autos, we got two numbered. Not too bad. Chase Shores for the Angels, not Tyler Bremner that you're looking for. I don't know much about him. Let's see. Second round, 47th overall. Power pitcher, up touches 102. Can't complain too much about that. Upper 80 slider. Sounds pretty good. If I had to guess, if he fell all the way to the second round, there's going to be some command questions there, so maybe some reliever risk. But when a guy throws 102, there's always the potential that he's going to turn out to be quite good. So you can't complain too much about that. I'm gonna cover up Mr. Tommy Tanks here with our last auto. We will go through the rest of the chrome on this guy. There's Devin Taylor in a chrome card. Hagen Smith, who I swear has been in every Bowman product somehow since 2024 Bowman Draft. He makes another appearance here. Tanner Franklin, prize prospects. We have Liam Doyle for the Cardinals. It's kind of fun. I guess that's meant to be like a claw machine, right? You're picking out your prize. Little fun insert. There's Billy Carlson on a nice refractor. That's a nice one to hit there. And Christian Fouch for the Rangers on the other refractor. I will sleeve up all of the refractors at the very least when I ship them, and the big names will probably get top loaded as well. But I'm just gonna set them to the side for now while we keep going, keep us moving here through the cards. This pack really kind of fell apart as it opened. That's okay. What do we got here? Looks like a green reptilian on a chrome. That's what that looks like to me. All right, not bad. We'll take it. I don't think. I didn't look at the top of his website, but I don't think we have a checklist of like parallels yet. So I have no idea what to expect as far as parallels go, other than assuming that it'll be similar to what we've had in Bowman and Bowman Chrome this year. There's Nate George. I know he's kind of picked up as far as people liking him as a prospect. Obviously not his first in this set. I want to say he was maybe 2025 Bowman. Not 100% sure there, but I think his name has picked up in prospecting circles. Jackson Wiggins, Shores again. There's Dante Nori back from 2024 Bowman Draft as well. I know he was the guy chasing he was trying to do the rainbow of his autos. I think he basically got there if he didn't get there entirely. So his name was kind of bouncing around a fair bit. Let's see. We got a bat once again on the reptilian. This might be aqua. I'm like, maybe we're getting an aqua reptilian. That kind of it doesn't look very green to me. Looks like it's gonna be the Cubs. is going to be the Cubs, and it's going to be Josiah Hartshorn. And yeah, it's out of 125, so I would call that an aqua reptilian. Looks pretty nice to me. It's kind of a nice looking color with the reptilian, which it's got that you can almost feel the pattern on it. So pretty decent card there. He was the 6th round pick of the Cubs in the most recent draft there. Set that aside for just a moment before we sleeve him up. So the rest we've got in Chrome here. Bryce Cunningham, another prize prospects, and it's going to be another Cardinal, this time J.J. Weatherholt. I would definitely agree that he is a prize prospect. I'll be curious to see. He'll definitely debut this year as long as he stays healthy. I'll be curious to see how he does, and when the Cardinals pull the trigger on that. It'll be fun to follow. And then on our refractors, got Tim Piacentin. Never heard of him. Saw the Blue Jays. Hoped it was going to be JoJo Parker. Not so much. And Liam Doyle for the Cardinals. I want to say Liam Doyle was their first rounder. Yes, 5th overall. So decent name there on the refractor. Sleeve up Josiah Hartshorn here. He can step up in front of Matthew Mayura. He does have him beat out in the numbering there, although the True Blue is definitely the preferred of the Bowman and Topps, I would say, even Topps Chrome. True Blue, everybody loves a good True Blue parallel. It's always a nice looking card. Next pack. Looks like we have a X-Fractor. Didn't even know those were in Bowman Draft. I don't think they were last year, so something different there. Quickly through the paper, there's Shotaro Mori making his next appearance in Bowman after Bowman Chrome. There's Leo DeVries in the first shot of him in an Athletics uniform. I mean, obviously he wasn't in the Athletics uniform in that photo, but first time he's been photoshopped into an Athletics uniform. There's Gavin Thien. I know that's the one of the big names for the Rangers. I think probably the name for the Rangers. I think another high school shortstop, if memory serves. Maybe college, but I think high school. On our refractor here, we've got the Yankees, and it's a shortstop, so I think that can be only one person. Let's see if it proves me wrong. Nope, it is Dax Kilby on the X-Fractor. That does not appear to be numbered. So, nothing crazy or anything. They're not doing anything super weird with refractors or anything or X-Fractors, but nice looking card and a pretty solid player to get on it. The rest of our Chrome here, there's Gavin Killen in Chrome. Daniel Rodriguez, Joshua Flores, another Axis. This time it's going to be Jesus Mate for the Brewers. And then on our refractors here, we've got Ike Irish, as well as Peter Kusau. Kusau? I don't know. Not a guy I've heard of. Set that aside. We will sleeve up Dax here. And just for Mantle, Dax can get a nice little stand here. Last stack of 4 here. Move a little bit faster as we start getting through these. Start kind of quickly flipping through the paper. We'll get to the hits. Nothing too crazy going on in most cards in Bowman, of course. Looks like we've got just our refractors here on this one. There's Jamie Arnold, Liam Doyle, Leo DeVries, Theo Gillen, Ronzo, Johnny Level, Titan Gray, Gavin Turley, Xavier Nyans, I think is who you're chasing there on the Astros. Matthew Fisher. There's JoJo for the Blue Jays. Our paper. Then on the Chrome, JD Dix, Ben Jacobs, Marcus Phillips, Mayura again, Jake Monroe, Theo Gillen, Dean Livingston. On the prize prospects is Connor Griffin. Certainly a very prized prospect. Depending on who you ask, the number one or number two prospect in baseball. I see it's mostly him and Kevin McGonigal who I see the arguments in between. I think personally I'd probably take Connor Griffin. I think he's got more power potential there, but both really good players, obviously. And then on the refractors, Justin Lamkin and Shotaro Mori, the non-first refractor. Nothing too crazy going on in those packs there, in that pack at least. On the next one, looks like we got our first die cut. They brought back the in-action inserts this year, so we got that to check out. I know that they definitely look a little bit different than they did last year. Looks like that's going to be it as far as this pack goes, though. Nolan Schubart for the Guardians. Still haven't seen a Dean Curley, I don't think. There's Ike Irish. Stacks Kilby again. There's Eli Willits. It's the first time I can recall seeing him making an appearance, so there he is. That's who we're looking for. That's the number one chase, number one overall pick. Shortstop, high school shortstop out of for the Nationals there. And Luis Pena wraps up there. The Chrome, Dante Nori, Dominic Fritton, Travis Sakura, McKenzie, J.R. Ritchie, Sean Gamble again for the Royals, Luke LaCourse. Our in action is going to be Jesus Made. So kind of neat looking this year. Probably going to be a little bit easier to keep well maintained. Last year had that real kind of hanger hook thing going on with it, which it looked nice, but it was probably not the nicest thing as far as keeping them well maintained. So Topps kind of simplified it a little bit this year, but he still got the little toy bat and batting glove and helmets and everything. It's he's an action figure, right? So pretty cool looking. I like him this year. I like the look of that better than last year's. And then for the I guess that's just on his glove, maybe? I don't know. Looks like there's an indent, but I think it's just a string coming off his glove or something. Weird. Ryan Sloan for the Mariners and Brady Ebel for the Brewers on the refractors there. Second to last pack, the penultimate pack of box 1 of 2 here. What do we got? Anything poking out here? Looking pretty light once again as far as parallels go. There's Steele Hall for the Reds. That's definitely who the Reds are chasing. Mike Sirota, I liked him a lot in 24 Bowman Draft, and second time, just like I said with Bench, that seemed to come true. I wish I had picked up more of Mike Sirota kind of before he took off. There's Dean Curley. That's probably my number one guy for Guardians in here. Not super great or anything like that. He wasn't their first pick or anything like that, but guy who might start to see some time as Jose Ramirez gets older and older. There's Travis Bazzano, first time as well. Not his first anymore, obviously. He's been in now 24 draft, 25 Bowman, as far as base cards go, and 25 Bowman draft. It's a nice looking picture. I'm trying to decide what stadium that might have been taken in. I don't think it's in Columbus. I don't think they probably were working on these cards before he even got to Columbus, so I would bet that's out of Akron. From sometime early this season. Coda Jordan, Ryan Weidman or the paper here. I do like that picture though. I like Cleveland. I like those blue jerseys that Cleveland wears. Those kind of blue alternates with just the C on the chest. So any cards where they have them wearing that, whether edited or real, I kind of like the look of those usually. Those and obviously the City Connects with the dark blue as well are also really nice. There's James Tibbs. There's Mitch Voigt on chrome. There's Eli Willits on the chrome. That one I will most certainly sleeve up the big firsts as I'm sorting and getting those put out. There's gonna be Seth Hernandez on the Bowman Draft night. Pretty nice looking card. I think I like last year's look on these better. They were vertical and it was more of like a profile shot of the guy as opposed to this one, being a little more. I don't know. Was that like an introductory press conference or something maybe? I don't know. I like last year's better. For our refractors, Colin Yeaman for the Orioles and Adonis Guzman. Adonis? I don't know. Adonis feels a little bit a little overly complimentary to name your kid. And the last pack of box number 1. CJ Gray, Caleb Bonham still hanging around Bowman. There's Franklin Arias. There's the other twin. Finally found him. Kyson Witherspoon, and Mike was correct for the Red Sox. Not that I doubted him or anything. Esmerlin Valdez, I know is a name that's been doing pretty well in prospecting circles. There's Aaron Walton again. There's Max Clark, another one of the Tigers' many pretty good prospects. I'm kind of scared of that team as a Cleveland fan. Mason Morris and Eduardo Tate wrap up the paper there. For the Chrome, Tommy Troy, Patrick Forbes, Gavin Turley, Xavier Nyans on the Chrome, Grant Richardson, Charles Davalon, first auto right there. Tommy White on the Axis, Zaire Hope for the Dodgers. And on the refractors, we've got Carlos LaGrange and Jamie Arnold. That's a nice one there. Looks like there's like a weird scratch or something. It looks like it just came right off, so that's good. So Jamie Arnold, obviously, who you're looking for, the highest pick at least for the A's. Although I like Devin Taylor quite a bit too, 11th overall for the A's. It's a nice one there on the refractor. All right, box number 2 of 2. Much faster than last year, that is for sure. Just a second here. Just a moment. Glad I remembered to do that. Okay, cool. Box number 2. Knife out of the way here. That was just one paper parallel in that whole box. That's kind of crazy, right? Just one, or was there a second one? I think there was only one. That one was chrome, and then those two were chrome. Yeah, and obviously the Dex Kilby as well. That's a little crazy, but hey, I mean, I'd rather have chrome parallels than paper parallels, so I guess I can't complain too much. Come on, show me a snack pack or something. Nope. Oh well. One of these years I will get a snack pack out of Bowman. Something. Snack pack, pearl pack. I don't know. Do they have any other weird packs in it now? I think that's it, right? And stack number 3. This stack here was the one that had I think 2 of our 3 autos in it. So see if that follows through again. Pack number 1 of box number 2. We are halfway there. See, do we get a first pack auto again? No, doesn't look like it. Looks like we just got a base pack here with obviously our refractors in the back. Really quick. Guzman, there's Jamie Arnold again. There's Josh Hammond. I like him. Another high school shortstop, I believe. Deacon Smith, Blake Mitchell, Dakota Jordan, Ryan Weidman, and Esmeralyn Valdez will do it for the paper there. On the chrome, Caleb Bonham, Murph Gray. That's a fun name. Eduardo Quintero, Trevor Cohen, Joseph Zierwa. I guess the D is just kind of silent. Tyson Lewis, Max Bellieu. Rise prospect is going to be Charlie Condon for the Rockies on that one there. And then on our refractors, we've got Gage Wood and Corbin Dickerson for the Mariners. Gage Wood, obviously, kind of who you're looking for on the Phillies. Through it was a no hitter. Right? I don't think it was a perfect game in the in the College World Series or in the like Super Regionals or something going into them. Certainly made his name a well-known one at least by doing that. Got another insert, another one of the die cut, the inactions here for sure. Another gonna be just base pack it looks like, but again not our auto, so they're saving them on us again saving them on us a little bit this time. Corners are a little bit messed up on this one. Thanks Topps shipping. I don't know. It's unfortunate. At least it's kind of looks like it's just the paper at least, and just the base paper. So at least that's good. Cam Caminiti, Lugo, Pratt, Dante Nori, Ben Jacobs will wrap up our paper on that one. And on the chrome, Yohandy Morales, JT Quinn, Walker Yannick, J.D. Thompson, Theo Gillen, Livingston, Tyrone Lorenzo. On the inaction, we've got Gavin Feen for the Rangers. Nice. I do like those. I like those inactions. Like I said, I think I like them better than last year. Just in the like, they're a little bit simplified as far as the die cutting goes. That's nice. Tommy White on the refractor. Maybe our second Tommy White refractor, and Cody Miller for the Braves. Next pack number 3. I'm gonna say there's gonna be at least a. I'm gonna guess there's gonna be at least a parallel in here, and hopefully it's a parallel auto. I am going to be incorrect, it would appear. I wonder, is that our auto? Nope. All right. Well, hey, if you're not gonna give me a parallel, at least don't give me the don't give me a base auto. It's Case Cunningham, George Lombard, a couple Phillies back to back, Phillies pitchers back to back, Charlie Condon, Sakura, Kuroda Grauer. Nothing going on crazy in the paper there. On the chrome, Alfredo Duno, Middleton. There's Maury again. Riley Quick, Dean Moss, Josue Briseño, Malachi Witherspoon. On the draft night is gonna be Eli Willits, our first overall pick. Can't fault the guy. He's got a good name at the very least. Nick Becker and Aiden Miller on the refractors there. Pack number 4, last one of the first stack. See, once again, do we find an auto or a parallel? That looks to be a no on the parallel, at the very least. And a no on the auto. Again, if you're gonna hold them back, at least make them parallels. I won't complain too much then. Nolan Schubart, Guardians. Kid's got big power. It's just a question of whether you can hit the ball enough to get to it. Titan Gray, James Tibbs, Mitch Voigt. That's the paper there. Slade Caldwell. There's Jamie Arnold on the chrome. Jared Thomas, Brandon Compton, J.R. Ritchie on the axis is also going to be Eli Willits. A couple back-to-back Eli Willits inserts there. And on our refractors, we've got Hagen Smith and Landon Vidorek for the Dodgers. Pack number 5. William Doyle right on top. We got a sky blue. Do we get a blue? No, we've got a steel. It'll be out of 100. Don't know if we get autos on that again. We didn't get a real checklist, I guess. Which I shouldn't say we didn't get. I mean, we didn't, but like, it's not technically release day yet. So if I'm pre-ordering, I should get a real checklist. But whatever. Rock Radio, now on the Rockies. DeVries on the A's. Rodriguez. There's Aaron Walton for the Guardians. Ordo Tate, and then our Steel. So be out of 100. I don't know. There weren't autos on these in 2024 Bowman Draft, but I don't know if there can be on this one, so we'll set it aside for just a second. We've got a sky blue to get to in the back there as well. Carson Bench, Spencer Jones, Tony Jimenez. On the sky blue, it's going to be a Philly, and I'm going to go with a pitcher. Is it going to be? It is Gage Wood. That's a decent one there. I know Skeetu Street was chasing a little bit of Gage Wood, so we'll take it. Grant Richardson and Jake Cook are your two refractors on this one. And then on our steel here, it does not look like it's going to be an auto. Let's see what team we've got. It's going to be a pitcher. Is that the Rockies? Can't even really tell on the hat. I think it's the Rockies. It is Riley Kelly for the Rockies. Not a kid I've heard of. 4th round, 107th overall. Disrupts hitters' timing with a 3-pitch arsenal. Touches 96. 11-5 action on a tight spinning curve. Maintains arm speed on a changeup. There you go. He's a high school quarterback. Sandlot's his favorite movie. Grew up as an Angels fan, admiring who else but Mr. Mike Trout. And that's out of 100. So hey, we'll take it. Those steals are pretty cool looking, pretty deep, pretty neat looking parallels that they've got. Save that guy up. He can drop there. Lowest numbered once again that we've found, other than our auto, of course. Still looking for our first auto out of this pack here. Or out of this box, I should say. Gage Wood can slide in back here with Tommy White, the other sky blue. Move on to pack number 6. Again, no parallels. And again, no autos. That's too bad. That's Washington on a shortstop, so I bet that's Eli Willits, and it would have been great if that was an auto. That's it for the paper on that set there. The Chrome. Oh, it's not actually Eli Willits. It's Luke Dickerson. All right, so we can't just say Washington and shortstop and say Eli Willits. So Josh Owens, Hagen Smith, Tanner Franklin, Blake Mitchell, and the prize prospects is going to be JoJo Parker, Blue Jays. And on our refractors, we got Bryce Cunningham and Aaron Walton for the Guardians. Pack number 7, still looking for our first auto. Got to be coming out somewhere soon. Unless Topps completely screwed me here, which they've done weird things with boxes they've sent me in the past. I've gotten boxes with no inserts and stuff like that, so I never know what to expect with Topps. There's gonna be our first auto, and it's gonna be a pitcher. First auto here, and I believe it's gonna be a base auto. So we'll set that aside for just a moment. On the Chrome, see what we got here. The Bowman Draft Night, it's gonna be Eli Willits once again. And on our refractors, Landon Hodge and Max Clark. AL Central duo there. On our auto, I believe I saw it was going to be Diamondbacks. Yep, going to be Diamondbacks pitcher Dean Livingston. Not a name I know. So what do we got here? High school pitcher, 4th round kid, touching 98 with potential for more. 2 distinct breaking balls, and a good changeup to lefties. All right, can't complain too much about that guy. He was going to go to Georgia. In his senior prep season, batted .415 with 11 home runs, 35 RBIs, and 21 stolen bags. So hey, maybe he's the next Ohtani. I really doubt it. But imagine if it was. Imagine if we were holding the first Bowman of the next Ohtani. Right, get him nice and top loaded up. Throw him up there. We'll swap him and Mr. Davalon here. Being numbered can take a little bit more of a front stage. Need a riser or something. Just a piece of wood. All right. Next pack. Looks like we might have a sky blue on the paper. That's gonna be it there as far as that goes. See if that's an auto in a minute. Connor Griffin, JJ Wetherhole, Lorenzo, Sanyo, Aaron Walton. On the sky blue, we have got for the O's, Colin Yeaman for the O's. Let's just double check this is not an auto. It is not. JD Dix. Got Colin Yeaman in the sky blue this time around. Set him aside over there. Oops. Top loader first. Okay. Chrome, JD Dix, Matthew Myra, Ethan Conrad, Raniel Rodriguez, Joshua Flores, Johnny Farmello. On the Axis, Kevin McGonigal, depending on who you ask, the #1 prospect in baseball. He's the guy with Connor Griffin. Great hitter. Like I said, I'm scared of the Tigers farm system, man. Kevin McGonigal, Jose Briseño, Max Clark. They got a lot of good hitters in there. For our refractors, Raniel Rodriguez and Mason Morris for the Reds. Loved if that was Steel Hall, but that is alright. Pack number 8. On to the last stack here. Still looking for 2 autos out of this box. Be great if they were both numbered. Keep up what we had going on in the first pack there. Well, we've got a refractor, so I'm going to guess that that's going to be an auto there, just based on the position in the pack. So that'll be another out of 499. Tyler Bremner. Whoop. Well, it's going to be the Phillies. Did not mean to show that off just yet. We'll sweat out just who it is. I mean, it looked like I think it was a pitcher, so, you know, there's Gage Wood potential there. Jake Monroe. On the Axis is their Steel Hall. Would have been nicer on the refractor, but that's all right. Now we've got a non-autograph refractor of Charles Davallon. And then on the other refractor, Luis Pena for the Brewers. Auto here, refractor auto. You know, it is the Phillies. Matthew Fisher, not the Gage Wood we were looking for. It is a pitcher, not Gage Wood. 7th round pick. Number 46 prospect though in the draft, according to MLB Pipeline. 104th by Baseball America. You know, high school kid, Indiana Player of the Year, 5-0 with a .47 ERA as a prep senior. Not too shabby there. 53 Ks in 29 and 2/3 inning. Touches 95 with the heater. Plan to attend Indiana. So there you go. Indiana got a decent baseball program over there. I know they had a couple kids. Well, obviously, you know, Matthew Fisher wasn't there yet, but was gonna go there. Devin Taylor was an Indiana guy. Decent program going on out there, I think. Obviously, to go along with the football program that is, well, looking for a title. Was that next week? Next Monday, maybe? Something like that. Matthew Fisher there. Yeah, we'll get him his own stand. Matthew Fisher. And on to the next pack. One more auto to come. Got a, that one is definitely a green reptilian there on the chrome. See if those, I don't know, do those have autos in this set this year? I have no idea. There's Dean Curley, Kevin McGonigal. There's Travis Bazzana again, Aaron Watson. Walton. It's too close together. Brandon Harmon, Jesus Mate, Kevin Turley, Xavier Nyans again. There's JoJo Parker and Aiden West. Oh, well, that was not where I expected there to be. Our last auto is going to be Kason Cunningham, one of the Twins, for the, or no, not Twins, sorry. That's Witherspoon. Kason Cunningham for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Batted .509 with 21 stolen bases as a senior. Gatorade Player of the Year. He was the first round pick for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Can't complain too much about that. Remind scouts of the lefty hitting Matt McLean, who's going to go to Texas. Lead barrel control and bat speed, rarely swings and misses. Plus runner, burgeoning power. Sounds like a decent name, just a base, but sounds like kind of the guy you're looking to hit if you are taking the Diamondbacks. The rest of our chrome here, there's Eli Willits on the chrome. Prize prospects, Gavin Killen for Ricky's Giants. And on the refractor is also going to be Tanner Franklin and Dakota Jordan for the Giants. Kason Cunningham will be our last auto, unless something crazy happens in the last pack. You know, get an extra auto or something, but that's our 6th. Auto there. A decent name, like I said. It sounds like a decent name at least. Get him up on stage as well. Oh, and we do have our reptilian to look at here. It's a hitter. Not a first, though. Looks like it's going to be Tyson Lewis. All right. Not a first, but pretty decent name, I believe, for the Reds. Tyson Lewis. Sleeve him up as well. Okay, second round 2024. Throw Tyson over there. 2 packs to go. See if we can get any case hits or anything crazy like that. Oh, you know what? I said it. Is that a case hit or is that a no? I don't think so. I don't think that's one of the crystallized. I don't think that's what those look like, but maybe. But I don't think so. But hey, parallels, more parallels. And I think there may have been a green in front of that as well. Caden Bodine, that's the guy who got traded to the Rays from the Orioles this now. Seth Hernandez, Pico Cone. That's an interesting name. Devin Taylor, Ethan Frey. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's just a different parallel that we get going on here. In front of it though is going to be that's going to be something. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, it's a numbered prize prospects. It's going to be Shotaro Mori for the A's there. 19 of 99, 19 of 99, 13 of 91, 13 of 99 for the A's there on the numbered prize prospects. On the I'm going to say speckle, just an unnumbered speckle parallel here is Connor Essenberg for the Atlanta Braves. Yeah, non-numbered, which is interesting. Maybe that's mini diamond. No, it looks like speckle to me. I said it last year in Bowman Draft. I think those speckles were out of 200. It looks like they're unnumbered this year. But a couple parallels there. On the rest of our chrome, Andrew Salas, Caleb Lays, Gage Wood, Grant Richardson. On a non-numbered prize prospects, we've got Jesus Made. And then our refractors are going to be Blake Mitchell and Ryan Weidman. Hey, you can't complain too much about a numbered Shotaro Mori card, right? Obviously, no longer his first or anything like that, but I'll take a numbered card where we can get it for him. Let's go into Mike. Mike grabbed the out of stands here, so we'll use one of the 3D printed ones. Mike grabbed the A's here. I've got them in Reiki's break in a few days whenever we end up breaking that. He's got spots left, so if anybody in here is interested in more spots, you're liking what you're seeing, check out Riggy's break. There you go, Riggy. Doing some promotion for you. Connor Essenberg for the Braves here. And our last pack of the break. Hey, can we get one more thing to send us out? One more something exciting. Looks like we got another X-Fractor. I'm gonna guess that's probably it. Another insert there, but not in where I would call not in like the hit spot. So I would guess they'd put like if you hit like a case hit insert, one of the crystallized or anything like that, I would guess would be a little bit earlier in the pack. So I guess that's this X-Fractor is gonna be all we've got left. But hey, tops might surprise me. There's Gavin Killen again. For the Blue Jays on the X-Fractor, Tim Piacentin. Once again, would much prefer if that was our boy JoJo. And the rest of our Chrome: Connor Griffin, Riley Kelly, JJ, Cade Crossland, Charles Davalon, Tommy White, Nick Becker. On the Axis is Andrew Salas for the Marlins. And then on our last two refractors, Griffin Hugas, and Esmeralyn Valdez for the Pirates. That will do it. Sleeve these guys up here. Sleeve up Tim Piacentin. We will do a quick little recap here. Take all of our get all of our autos here for last. I think we had 3 numbered autos and 3 three base. That's not too bad. I think last year I basically went kind of even as far as parallels versus base autos go. You know, obviously there was a lot more of them, 30 total last year autos, just the 6 this year. But like the ratio there I think is pretty similar. So starting off, a couple X factors. I wonder if those are just going to be a 1 per box type of thing. Got Dax Kilby. That's a solid one, definitely who you're looking for. And then Tim Piacentin. You'll be wishing that was JoJo Parker, but hey, you never know. With Bowman especially, anybody could turn into anything. Connor Essenberg on the Sparkle, I'm gonna call it. That's what it looks like to me. Definitely more Sparkle than Mini Diamond for the Braves. Our 2 Sky Blues, Gage Wood for the Phillies, nice one there, and then Tommy White for the A's, formerly of Oakland. Nice numbered Shotaro Mori on the insert, the prized prospects insert, kind of looking like he's in a claw machine. Tyson Lewis for the Reds, non-first on the green reptilian there. On the steel metal refractor, what do they call it? Steel, I think. Riley Kelly for the Rockies. On the aqua reptilian, Josiah Hartshorn for the Cubs. The true blue, 3 of 150, Matthew Mayura. And then on to our 6 autos. I think, like I said, we have 3 base and 3 numbered. Chase Shores for the Angels. Kason Cunningham, that's a solid one there for the Diamondbacks. And then Dean Livingston, also for the Diamondbacks. Came away there. Matthew Fisher for the Phillies on the refractor out of 499 auto. We got another one of those coming up. Charles Davalon, also on the refractor for the Dodgers, for Grant's Dodgers. And then on the yellow out of 75, 26 of 75, Ty Harvey for the Padres. What round would see? Did I say? 5th round pick, 160th overall. Young kid, catcher. You never know what those guys will turn into. That'll do it for the break. I'll take some pictures and post those as well. If anybody doesn't want paper or anything like that, just let me know. I am perfectly happy to ship them, of course. But if you're not interested in it, that is also totally fine. Thanks, guys. Make sure I didn't miss any chat messages or anything like that. I'm gonna imagine I didn't. Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate a nice, easy fill this year. Maybe this is probably gonna become an annual thing, as long as I'm into cards and everything like that. So I always have fun doing Bowman Draft. Nothing but prospects. That's obviously my thing. So appreciate you guys. Have a good one.